All right, so here today we have a 2006 Nissan Frontier. This customer's, this is a beachside vehicle. It hasn't been driven in a while, so it had a lot of surface rust. And then they drove it, and brakes are roaring, I guess would be the word for it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put new calipers, or we're gonna put new rotors and brake pads on this. So we'll go ahead and remove our caliper and mounting bracket. All right, so here we have our new rotor and brake pads that we got from Auto Parts Direct to You. We're going to go ahead and clean the surface of the rotor with some brake clean to get the anti-corrosive shipping coating off. All right, so one of the other surfaces that we're going to clean, where the rotor mounted up to the hub, this is nice and clean, but this area, why we had to hit it, this is where the corrosion was. So we want to make sure that when we put the rotor back on, that it is completely flush. That way there's no wobbling or any kind of pulsation. So we're going to go ahead and clean our center hub there. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and push our pistons back. All right, so once we have our brake pads back in, we need to put our hardware. All right, so when we put the caliper back on, we want to make sure that our hose isn't twisted, things like that, so that will kink the brake. All right, so now that we finished the driver's side, we'll go ahead over to the passenger front and we'll do the same thing. right, so now we'll go to the rear and do the pads and rotors in the rear. Looks like we have a little bit more worn down pad. This one is pretty close to the end of its life there. But you can see the same scenario here in the back where it's rusted and just noisy braking. So this star right here is our spreader, and this is what's going to make the gap in the rest position of the brake pads a little bit tighter to touching. So as we spin outward, we change the distance there. So we're looking for just a little bit of which way does it go? We want to grow the thread, so this way. All right, so we're getting a little bit better there. All right, so now we're barely touching now. Now these rotors, they do have an access point. So we could put it on and we could actually stick a flathead screwdriver in here. We'll be able to engage that star and we could turn it to adjust it that way. That would be another way. So on the original rotor had the block off plug. We'll go ahead and transfer that over. Okay, so now we need to push back our piston. So we need to get our new pads because our old pads don't have enough distance for the tool to have a complete throw. Okay, so here's some brake pads that we got from Auto Parts Direct to You. All right, so we'll use one new pad. You see there's no pad left on that one. And one old one. All right, so now we'll go ahead and do the same thing on the right rear. All right, so now we have finished the brakes. What we'll do is go ahead and put the tires back on, take it for a test drive, and then we're done with this vehicle.